Hello boys, welcome you again another online class. Last class we are doing chapter 10 motion. We were already finished type of motion. Now there is some remaining portion of this chapter like some definitions, distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration. So we will learn that things in this online class and we'll know some mathematical problem from this chapter. So let us start the class. At first, let us know about distance. Total length traveled by an object in any direction from a fixed point is called distance. That means it can go in any direction. Direction is not specific here, so it has no fixed direction. As an example, you go 10 km west from your home and 6 km east from that place. So total length you travel is 16 km, which is distance. But actually, if you think 10 km west and then 6 km east, that means going across one direction, again in opposite direction 6 km. You walk or travel 16 km, but actually what distance you cover? What is the total distance you covered? That is not calculated here. Actually, as distance has no direction, so wherever you go, east or west, that is not the matter. How far, how length you are traveling, that is the main thing here. Now let us know another thing about this chapter, that is displacement, and that is linear length traveled by an object. That means the minimum or the final point, final position from the initial position, and the minimum distance is called displacement, and it is along one direction. So it has a particular direction. Like in earlier example, we have known that 10 km east from your home and then 6 km east from that place. So displacement, earlier the distance was 60 km, but here we are counting linear distance. So linear distance means what is the difference between final position and initial position. So final position, earlier we started 10 km west, then we are coming 6 km east. So 10 minus 6, 4 km is the displacement. This is the minimum distance from final position to initial position. So this is called displacement. Now let us know about speed. Distance traveled by an object in unit time is known as speed. Like how far distance an object cover in a specific time duration, that is known about speed. And here is also direction is not mandatory. In any direction, the covered distance travel by time is known as speed. So the formula of speed is distance by time. If we divide the total distance by time, then we have speed. As we know, the SI unit of distance, that means length, is meter and unit of time is second. So we can say that meter by second is the unit of speed, that is known as meter per second. And speed has no specific direction. As we know about speed, let us know about velocity. Velocity is nothing about same thing like speed, but one thing is difference here. In speed there is no direction, but in velocity there is direction. Like distance and displacement, there is one difference in direction. Similarly, velocity and speed, there is on another there is also one difference, that is on direction. So we can write in term of displacement. Displacement traveled by an object in unit time is called velocity. So if we have the final position difference with the initial position and the minimum distance, then divided by the time, then we can say that that is velocity. And obviously it will have a specific direction. So the formula for velocity should be displacement by time. Displacement, because displacement has a specific direction. Like speed, velocity unit is also meter per second, but it has specific direction. Now let us look about some mathematical problem on speed and velocity. A boy is taking part in school 4-round race of 500 meter. So 4-round race, that means it's a round shaped race, and he completed the race in 125 seconds. Find his speed. As it is a 4-round race, that means it has no specific direction, so we can easily find the speed. Now in solution, the distance is given and the time is given. We are just copying that. Distance equals to 5000 meter and time equal to 125 second. Now the formula for speed is distance by time. As it has no specific direction, so we can call it distance, not displacement. So 5000 meter divided by 125 second, that should be the speed. After calculation, we can have 40 meter per second. So the speed of the boy is 40 meter per second. Now let us look about another mathematical problem. A boy is taking part in school 4-round race of 5000 meter. Same problem. Now you have to find the velocity here. But as earlier we have said, for finding velocity we need specific direction. But when it is a round shaped race, that shouldn't have any specific direction for certain time. So the boy don't have a displacement. That is why we can't say he has any velocity. Since the travel length has no particular direction, so boy don't has any velocity, because velocity needs specific direction. If we don't find any specific direction, then we can't say it's velocity. Let us know about another problem. A boy traveled 1000 meter towards south in 25 seconds. Find his velocity. Now here specific distance is mentioned, so we can find velocity. Specific direction, distance and time is mentioned. So at first we just copy what is the given thing here. Distance 1000 meter towards south, time 25 seconds. Here direction is mandatory to find out the velocity. So the formula for velocity is distance with particular direction divided by time. So distance with direction is 1000 divided by 25, and it becomes 40 meter per second, and this velocity should be towards the south. So it's the difference between speed and velocity. You can easily realize when you find the speed there was no direction, but here we have the direction. Now let us know some more problems about velocity or speed. An object of speed 20 meter per second covers a distance in 10 seconds. Find the distance. Here speed is given and the time taken by the object is given. we have to find how much distance it covers. So let us first copy what we have in the question. Speed 20 meter per second, time 10 seconds. Now we know the formula for speed is distance by time. So to find out the distance, we can make cross multiplication of speed and time. Speed into time is equals to distance. So if we multiply speed 20 into time 10, it becomes 200 meter. That is the distance of the boy. So if this type of problems comes, you have to do it like this way. Okay, now let us look another problem. A car of velocity 15 meter per second travels 300 meter. So here velocity is given, that means obviously the car is going towards certain direction and it travels 300 meters. So velocity and distance along some direction is given. We have to find out the time, for how much time it has been travels. We have to find that. So at first just copy what we have in the question, velocity and displacement. Now we have the formula for velocity, that is displacement divided by time, and displacement is, we have to find out the time, so we can interchange velocity by time. So time goes on place of velocity and velocity comes in the place of time. So it becomes time equals to displacement by velocity, and just putting the values, displacement 300 divided by velocity 15, we have time equals to 20 seconds. So if we have to find out time by given speed or velocity and from the distance, then we can use this formula. So this same formula, we can find speed, we can find velocity, we can find distance, and we can also find time. Just we have to look which two things are given here and what we have to find out. And according to that, we have to rearrange the formula and find out the required things. Now let us know the last topic about this chapter, and that is acceleration. What is acceleration? Actually, acceleration is rate of increase in velocity of an object with time is known as. So when the velocity of any object is increasing with respect to time, then it is known as acceleration. So the formula for acceleration is increase of velocity divided by time. As we know, unit of velocity is meter per second and unit of time is second. So meter per second divided by second, it becomes meter per second square. So unit of acceleration is meter per second square. There is another term that is known as retardation, and that is opposite of acceleration. Actually, acceleration means increase in velocity, retardation means decrease in velocity with certain time. So this is also the same ratio of velocity and time. So formula for retardation is decrease in velocity by time, and as we have mentioned, same ratio of velocity and time, so it should be the same unit as acceleration, that is meter per second square. Now let us look one problem, mathematical problem about acceleration. A body starts journey in 20 meter per second and ends after 4.5 seconds at 50 meter per second. That means It starts with the velocity 20 meter per second and ends with the velocity 50 meter per second. And duration of journey is 4.5 seconds. Now we have to find out the acceleration. So here it is given, time is 4.5 seconds, initial velocity 20 meter per second, final velocity 50 meter per second. Now as we know, the formula for acceleration is increase in velocity divided by time. So how we can find increase in velocity? We can find increase in velocity by final velocity difference with initial velocity. So 50 minus 20, that should be the difference, divided by time, that means 4.5 seconds. So 50 minus 20, it becomes 30 divided by 4.5 second. Now 30 divided by 4.5, it becomes 6.667 meter per second square. So that is the acceleration of that body. So boys, I have tried to explain some mathematical problem from this chapter. I hope this should be very helpful for you. You just follow the classes as the teachers given in the online session. This is the last topic of chapter 10, and we will again meet on a new topic, new chapter. So after that, you just practice the lessons we have provided. See you on next class. Bye boys.